fake empathy pretty well, you know?
Now, look, I have no idea if Ryan Reynolds actually means this, but let's just pause for a second because this is something that narcissists actually do. They fake empathy. But why, you must be thinking, and why does a narcissist does it feel like they want to destroy you? Well, neuroscience can actually answer this, so let's get into it. If you've ever been in a relationship with someone who seemed incredibly charming, loving, like a nice person, only to find out they turn into a cold, dismissive, even cruel, you're not alone. Narcissists actually follow a predictable cycle. They love bomb. They come across as if they have empathy. They know how to use it. They manipulate, they devalue, and then they discard, like they destroy you. And it's not just a personality trait, it's actually wired, or we can see it's actually wired into their brain structure as well. Do narcissists actually feel real empathy? Why does it feel like they want to destroy you, like a little Deadpool thing? And what happens in your brain when you do connect with someone? How do narcissists use this against you, and why are jokes such a red flag for emotional abuse sometimes? And how empathy is the most powerful tool for healing and might be the biggest envy for the narcissist. Love isn't just an emotion. It is actually a biological force that actually can literally heal. So let's break down what happens inside your brain and body when you experience love and connection. The love chemicals are oxytocin. It's called the love hormone. It releases during bonding moments. So, for instance, hugging or deep conversations, or even you listening to something where you feel you are heard and understood. It actually creates trust, connection, and emotional safety. And at the same time, as soon as oxytocin is in your system, you actually reduces stress. The other thing is dopamine. It's a reward chemical. You feel joy, you feel motivation, attraction. It strengthens relationship. And it makes us crave connection with that person again. Serotonin, which is the immune stabilizer, it regulates anxiety, depression, stress hormones, and promotes emotional balance. And endorphins, the natural painkiller, it reduces physical and emotional pain while increasing happiness. That is why people in healthy, loving relationships are scientifically proven to have lower stress, better health, and longer lives. Love literally heals. Now, you can get that from following decent people on YouTube, for instance. You can get that feeling from them. You get that emotional vibration, or you might be around something, or it might be a cake that gives you that feeling of endorphins when you eat it. When someone truly empathizes with us, something amazing happens in our brain. You get that oxytocin release, which enhances the trust and the emotional connection. You reduce stress. It lowers cortisol levels, calming the nervous system. You feel increased dopamine, activates the brain's reward chemicals, making us feel valued. Empathy isn't just kindness, it's a biological force that strengthens relationships, reduces stress, and promotes emotional resilience. So if you're an empath, you are doing this. You're going out in the world and you're making the world a better place. But here's where things get really interesting. Narcissists don't experience empathy. Neuroscience shows that their brain specific deficiencies in regions responsible for emotional connection, self-awareness, and impulse control. They have reduced grey matter. You know, sometimes you might be in these relationships and you think that they're not very clever. They are in some ways in terms of gaslighting and things like that. But what we notice is actually that reduced grey matter actually make it harder for them to actually feel emotional empathy. They don't understand what you're going through. It's literally true. They also have an overactive amygdala. Now, trauma does that as well, but it causes them extreme sensitivity to criticism, but they also lack emotional depth. There's also a dysfunction in their prefrontal cortex, which leads to poor self-reflection, which is huge, and also a lack of moral accountability. They don't take responsibility for what they've done. This is why narcissists can appear incredibly charming at first, but once they've secured your trust, they lack emotional depth. This is why to go deeper, the more you go deeper into that person, the more it becomes clear.
Fake empathy pretty well, you know?
Empathy has got me so much more, so much farther that this has made me money, friends.
They fake empathy as a tool, but real connection, that's something they can never feel. Now, there's one book that I think is great to actually really explain what's going on. If you're into, reading and science and spirituality, this is a book to read by Dr. David R. Hawkins. He mapped the human consciousness and found that emotions operate at different vibrational frequencies. Now, we are finding that in science, we are seeing that everything is energy and we're all vibrating at different vibrations and frequencies. What he's looking at in this is really looking at, where power is love and force is fear. So it's love versus fear in some respects. And what he was saying is that love vibrates at a higher frequency on his map of consciousness and is linked to healing, creativity, and transformation, whereas fear, anger, shame vibrates at lower level of frequencies and it links to division, control, and destruction. So love is a healing force. It unites, it elevates human consciousness. And you can see that happen in real life, in history, like with movements based on love, like Gandhi, Mandela, Martin Luther King. They succeeded because they operated from a higher frequency. Love is powerful because it transcends fear and fear-based, control-based emotions, leading to healing, unity, and collective growth. So what's the key takeaway here? If you've been hurt by a narcissist, remember, love is your superpower. You have the ability to heal yourself and others. If we look at what happened in Deadpool, and I'm not into Deadpool, I haven't watched Deadpool, but I think this is ridiculous how they're portraying someone who is loving, who is trying to be good, who is trying to heal or have a positive vibration. They literally want to destroy. So it's that discard phase. You have to understand that if you are coming from the space of fear or force and you want to have power over someone, you are going to be afraid of real power, which is love, unity, a high level of consciousness. So I just wanted to put that out there. So your takeaway, if you've ever been hurt by a narcissist, remember, love is your superpower. Empathy is your superpower. You have something the toxic individual doesn't have. You have the ability to heal. They don't have that. Unlike them, you can heal yourself as well as others. If you want to heal your trauma, do look into the resources and book in a one-to-one discovery session, and we can look at what kind of therapy you might need. Your kindness, your love, your compassion, all these things are strength. That is where your true power lies. Sending you so much love. Until next time.